What's up, far, far away family? How's everyone doing today? We got one hell of a show for you today because we're going to be talking about Jar Jar Binks and our thoughts on the theory that he was the mastermind behind it all. He was the true Sith Lord. So sit back and relax as we take you on a journey.
We'll take you on a trip.
Yeah, we'll take you on a trip.
And our favorite rocket ship.
Hey, that was
about Jar Jar Binks. Oh, what the fuck?
My bad.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
At last we will reveal ourselves.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You are now tuned into Radio. If you only knew the power of gods.
Here it comes.
Let's go. You are now tuned into Radio. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello there.
So how's everybody doing today? What's going on, man?
Dude,
How was y'all's week?
I'm tired.
Long.
Yeah, dude,
I
it's
just
been
want
a
to let y'all know that I had to do a
rough
whole
week.
2-hour podcast by myself on Wednesday.
No, it's
And
been a
it
rough
sucked.
week, bro.
No, actually, it was great. It was fun. I had fun. Chris and everybody was Clint.
Kyle preferred it.
Lenny,
He goes,
Star
actually,
Wars
I think
team, everybody
we
was
need
in
to
the
get rid of
chat.
theirs.
We was having a fucking blast. I think I had more fun talking to their asses on chat than I do you motherfuckers.
Fuck you.
No.
Fuck you.
Nah, it was cool
Put
though.
you in timeout.
Like, dude, there was a lot of shit to talk about. That last episode of Andor was fucking crazy. That shit was so intense.
Dude,
Like,
it was
dude, the
good.
dialogue, there's so much depth in the dialogue in the Andor shit. It's fucking crazy, man. So you can get lost in it. Like, I watched this shit again, and I heard like 20 fucking things that I didn't hear in the first time. Like, what the fuck? I didn't hear that shit. I'm over here doing a whole show about shit I didn't even fucking know about. Like, dude, I didn't remember her saying that. Like, holy shit. Like, yeah, it's deep. Yeah, it was deep.
Dude, it's good. I'm totally loving it.
And I didn't rate it. I waited till today to rate the episode.
Waited. Aw.
I waited till today to rate what I thought the episode went. I didn't rate it on Wednesday. I waited for y'all so y'all could rate it with me so we could rate it together. So I guess before we get started, get too far into it, get too far into, how everything's going to go and everything. We're going to be talking about some Jar Jar Binks here today because I found some information that I didn't know about it, but I think that it would be informational to tell everybody else. But if you watched this show before, you know that we get on tangents sometimes, but we always come back to Star Wars. Plus, as always, we got the news, rumors, what ifs, possible quiz. Garrison's going to have to leave, so it's going to be an all CJ because Garrison got to go to work in like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But we're going to get to the Hothbreaker because, we got to get them creative juices flow. Got to get that brain juices flowing. Got to get shit flowing. So, Garrison, what do you got for the Hothbreakers?
I'm sorry. I always cut you
Two
off.
times in a row. That's 2 Saturdays in a row.
It's
you've
always
done
going to
that to him.
happen. I'm just going to do it. You know what? Like, screw
It's
you
going to
guys,
be
I
the
don't
fucking,
care.
that's going to be a trademark of the show. Hey.
Cutting people off.
Yeah, okay, so I'm getting stuff ready for the podcast, and I'm doing shit. I'm always looking at shit and doing shit. But I was listening to Sisters with Sabers. Like, I hadn't ever listened to them before.
Are they like the female version of us?
Well, they're way worse than us. I thought we were bad, but Jesus Christ. It's like,
They're raunchy, huh?
oh, dude, fuck.
Yes.
Man, okay, so
I'd love to have them on.
basically
I
it's
should listen to
sisters. It's 4 black, from my understanding, it's 4 black girls that are doing it. And they are talking mad shit. And they get on this, they're talking about fucking like, dude, really, what, like Star Wars Celebration and shit and shit like that about being, saying like, fuck, that's just not gradable for fucking poor people and shit like that. She's talking about changing her fucking wig like 5 times during fucking celebration and all this shit. This shit is fucking hilarious. I was laughing my fucking ass off at these. Like, I was like, dude, we got to invite them on the show. Like, we got to do a show with them because they're dude, they're like, I thought we said fuck a lot. Like, holy shit, these people are fucking terrible. But it's cool shit. They're giving like a fucking outlook on like black people's point of view and black women's point of view on top of that. And they were just going nuts. That shit was funny as fuck. I was dying laughing. Like, dude, they said white people are dirty. I was like, really? They was like, we got like, black people got like 7 stages of washing their ass. White people have like 1. Use the bar soap, rinse off. We're done. I was like, oh, that's fucked up, man. We got to get them on the show. We got to correct some things because I'm a fucking clean motherfucker. I be watching.
I clean. Hey.
And all white people ain't like that.
I'm not there. I get the people you're talking about, though. I have seen them.
I have too. I've had a roommate that was like that. Man
Like,
would shower like once a
wash
month.
your ass. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Gross.
The smelly kid in class is always a white kid. That's not a coincidence.
Oh,
But
it's
they
not.
had me dying, man. They're fucking funny as shit. I was like, dude, I'm about to hit them up. We're gonna try to do like a cross promotion fucking thing, and they come on us, or we'll come on their podcast or whatever. And that shit, because they're fucking funny as fuck. I was laughing so fucking hard, I had to turn the shit off because I was like, dude, I can't get anything done, man. I can't find shit. I'm fucking too busy laughing. I forgot what I was looking for. They're fucking hilarious. Like she was talking about putting fucking dryer sheets in her fucking wig case. She got like a whole and I know about this shit because my wife is black, so you know what I'm saying? My wife puts fucking like she has like a fucking suitcase for her wigs. You know what I'm saying? Because she like black women have wigs and fucking extensions and all kind of shit. So you know what I'm saying? She got like her own suitcase just for that shit. And the chick on there was like, I put dryer sheets in there so they smell good. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that shit, I don't know. The way I'm not giving it justice. The way that she's saying it is funny as shit. The way I'm seeing it saying it, I just sound like a fucking idiot. But yeah, that shit is fucking, they were funny as shit. I was like, dude, we got to get them on the podcast. We got to bring them on or go on their podcast or whatever. Because their shit is funny. You can like, they only got like a couple YouTube things. So I don't think that they're really like, knowledgeable. YouTube one's like a minute 15 seconds of them trying to figure out how to get on the shit, how to do a live show, and they couldn't figure it out, so they just fucking cut it out.
I'm bald as shit. Can I get a wig?
Shit, I'm telling you, dude. Have y'all ever watched that TikTok shit where them motherfuckers be like, dudes come in bald, or they come in fucking and these motherfuckers like create a new hair? Like I seen motherfuckers get like full head of dreadlocks, men, like on their head. Like holy shit, that motherfucker got dreadlocks. This dude came in bald. This motherfucker got a beard now and shit, and all kind of shit. Like, dude, that's
He's
fucking.
got a beard now.
Like Jesus Christ, this dude was bald as shit, had no facial hair, comes out looking like a totally different person.
This kid didn't even have eyebrows. Now he's got dreads.
Dude, I thought about that. Like, that would be the fucking greatest way to rob a bank. Like, go in, like, get a fucking
black lady's wig. Okay.
No, like, get a fucking get like a fucking like a makeup artist to fucking do your makeup, like change your complete appearance. So you're like somebody like you're a white dude, now you're a Hispanic male with black long hair, like completely change everything about you, and then go rob a bank.
You're gonna get.
They're gonna be looking for a Mexican dude. They ain't even gonna be looking for you. You know what I'm saying? That's the perfect crime. That is the perfect crime.
I don't know. You might get away with it around here. You come up to
And
Idaho.
I think where you at? You in Idaho, right?
Yeah, I'm back home.
I think that's where they're at. I think one of the girls said she was in Idaho. She might have said Iowa, but I can't fucking remember. No, I think she did say Idaho.
Or
she
said
was Idaho.
Saying that she was a hoe.
No, she said, dude, this was the fucking craziest thing. She said they
That's such
asked
a
her.
corny ass joke.
She said, they said, what was your favorite part about going to Star Wars Celebration? She was like holding the record for showing her pussy to Hayden Christensen the most. I was like, God damn, this motherfuckers is crazy. I'm like, we gotta get them on the show, man. This shit would be fucking hilarious, dude. Their shit is. She was like, that's why I hold the record.
She's doing something with her life.
Yeah, she's doing something with life. She don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck at all. Like, shit was coming from every direction. Like I said, I had to turn off. I said, what? My wife was listening to that shit. She was laughing. She was like, what the fuck are you listening to? And I'm like, I'm listening to a Star Wars podcast. She was like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, no, it was. Yeah, that shit was funny as shit. All right, let's get to the housebreaker because I'm just rambling. I done went on a rant. We ain't even got to the housebreaker yet.
I should have cut you off again. No. All All right. If you were in the prison with Andor, like, you know, you go into prison, you got to, like, find someone and, like, gain some respect, gain some notoriety, right? Show people that you're not to be messed with. So if you're in the prison with Andor, which of those inmates are you shanking in order to gain respect and move up the ladder?
The old guy. I'm just shanking the old guy.
That's a cheap
Hey, you ain't
one.
getting no respect for
You
that.
didn't get any respect.
They gonna be like,
I
"This
didn't
is a
like.
pussy."
I didn't like him.
Fuck
I didn't
this
like him.
kid.
I'm sorry.
That puts a
I'm
target on
probably.
you is what
Hold
happens.
on. It's more than one person. I'm shanking more than one person in this scenario. It's the old guy. I don't like him. I'm gonna hit him first, and then I'm gonna go to the first guy that stands up to defend him, and then shank him, and then be like, okay, who's next?
I'm going
got a
after.
shiv.
I'm going after Keto, Andy. That's what I'm going after.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna stick his ass right in the fucking
I like
jugular
Andy
vein.
Serkis way too much to mentally want to do that. But
As
that
soon as
probably
he be, you're gonna do this,
Okay.
screaming at me, and I just fucking right in the neck, like, just. I ain't doing shit.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Dude, you shank anyone in prison, then the guards would probably just fry everyone. Nah, bro, I feel like they just let it happen almost. You saw, like, they don't care about what's going on in there.
yeah. Dude, you're gonna die there. Like,
Yeah,
if
dude.
they don't come out with a
That's
good
the
plan to
shittiest
escape,
prison.
they're gonna die because they just frying whole
Although-
wards.
No more than 12 guards on each floor. I'm like, oh, that's doable. But then I forget the floor is fucking, like, electricity, so...
My thing is this. Okay, so you got to find something that's anti-electrical, you know, that doesn't conduct electricity, and figure out a way to stick it to the bottom of your feet. That's all you got to do. And you're in a factory. The only thing that I was thinking, like, everything in there looks like it's metal. It doesn't look like there's anything in that whole place that's not metal. You sitting on the
Yeah.
toilet, they could probably shock the shit out of you.
Probably, though.
You know,
would
we already talked
suck.
about people having heart attacks on the toilet. Just imagine me sitting on the toilet and get electrocuted. Wonder how much shit would come out.
I would be
also
so
weird
pissed
that, like,
off. I'd be like mid shit and then shock. I'd be like, ah!
You got a
It's
big
also
turd
weird that,
hanging
like,
out your ass. You
your
know, you
cells
fall
on the
off on your
floor.
face with a big turd hanging out your ass. That should be fucked up way to die.
I thought it was crazy their cells don't even have doors. Like, what the flip?
Yeah, Chris says the floor is literally lava. Yeah, basically. You got to find something. You got to find something to put on your feet. You got to. But yeah, that's what I'm shaking. Who you shaking, Garrison?
Who am I shanking? I'm shanking Andor. I feel like he's like, yeah, you shank him, you're like, let's go. I try to shank Andor. Because
Yeah,
if
I'm
you
probably
shank
gonna
like, if you shank the boss man, you risk getting in trouble. Right? If you got to shank like a tough looking motherfucker. Or
Andor don't
you
look that tough.
You shank the guy that's about to commit suicide because then like he wants to die anyways. So
You just find out who wants to step off on the
Yeah.
floor and die, and
he
you
was
just
like-
shake him. Like, hey,
yeah,
let me
worked the
shake you so I
table
can
earlier.
look tough.
He goes, I think I'm gonna kill myself tonight. Be like, hey, let me do it for you. Don't worry, brother.
I got
Do you
you.
have to shank him or can you just push him? Like, can you push him onto the floor? Because think about it, that guy stepped out
That's
and was
true, that's a
immediately
good point.
dead. So if you're in the cell, you don't like your
Ooh,
cellmate, could
that's
you
a good-
push him out?
That's a good point, because me and Star Wars team leader was talking about this on the last episode. We was talking about why he was cutting a pipe, and I thought he was just cutting a pipe so he had a weapon. And then they're like, no, he's cutting a pipe to get off the turn off the electricity. But maybe he's cutting a pipe to get the insulation out of the pipe so he can fucking use it to fucking be able to walk on the floor. That's good.
That would make sense.
That would make sense. That'd make a lot of sense. That would be great. That would, like, I know they got to come up with, either you got to take a guard out and get his boots, but then everybody else is vulnerable. Or you got to turn the power off. That's the only way you're going. But you know when they, so, like, I realized, when they're talking about the lights flickering, I didn't know that the light was flickering because they killed everybody on that floor. I thought they just flickered like something was happening with the power. No, the lights flickered because they killed everybody on that floor, and they used so much power to kill everybody on that. Somebody brought that up, and I was like, dude, I didn't even think about that. Like, dude, that's a good point. I just thought they was just flickering. I didn't realize that they were that's why they flickered. But I was like, I don't know. I'm just
That
shaking
prison
everybody
is-
in the war because we're all gonna die there anyway. So you might as well just kill everybody and put them out
Hunger
of their misery.
Games. Just total anarchy. Wait, I wonder like if like someone's getting shot, could you just stand on top of them? No, because that wouldn't.
No,
work.
because it shocked through them.
Yeah.
Shock through them.
That's
The
why they say if
electricity
anybody's
travels
ever
through his
getting
body.
electrocuted, don't touch them
Yeah, that's true.
because it'll just go through them right into you.
I'm trying
Which
to think
kind of
of
didn't
like,
make a sense in the end of well, kind of that it was kind of the same basic principle when at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, while they all grab each other to like conduct the power. You know what I'm saying?
It made sense
Right.
due to the fact that that was a power stone.
Yeah, so
you're
you know,
pushing the
all
power
hold on to
through.
each other
Yeah.
so it doesn't kill the one person. It'd be
Power.
the same way with electricity. Maybe if everybody just fucking stood on everybody and just, you know what I'm saying, until the last person would get away. Because it wouldn't be that bad for the last couple people that was at the end of the electricity.
I don't think that's how electricity works, bro.
I don't know. I don't know.
He's guessing. It's fine. We'll just let him guess.
It's okay. I guess it would just travel through everybody equally until, well, I don't know, because it would you'd have to think even on, well, I guess it just matters how it transfers through the body. Because, I mean, if it's like a wire, like just because a wire is longer doesn't mean that the electrical current isn't the same at one end to the other. If you grab it right next to the socket or you grab it to the end, it's going to shock you exactly the freaking same. Because so does the body conduct electricity the same way? If it does, then yeah, that probably wouldn't work. But if it doesn't, I would want to be the guy on the end because I'm getting away. All the rest of y'all are frying. It's like that. That's kind of like messed up. You think about it in our society, you know, people get convicted of murder or a crime and they get convicted to death. And we put them in an electric chair. Well, they don't do that, but we did used to do that. Put them in an electric chair and shock the shit out of them until they're dead. These people made the whole prison an electric chair.
Oops, sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Just think about it. They're like, step out, and they didn't press the button to turn the floor off. And then everybody's just dead. No big deal.
Star Wars team leader said, "You don't want to be the guy at one on the end. He's gonna get the most voltage."
Yeah, because it's exiting.
Yeah, that's true.
You'd probably want to be in the middle.
Because he's a termination point.
I just don't want to be shocked. We'll just.
I just don't want to be shot.
I'll be in my cell on the toilet while everybody else is on the floor.
You okay? No, I had to poop. What's wrong with
like,
everybody out there?
Did y'all notice in the episode that so right when it starts it says day 30, right? It says day 30 and he's going to work on the shit on the line. And if you look at the little number on this little thing, it's exactly the same as it was when he got there. It didn't even move in 30 days.
That sucks.
I was like, damn. When I was watching it the second time, I had to go back to the first episode or to the first time they was in prison and look at it. The time is exactly the same time. It still says 2,190 days. Or 3,100. Well, yeah, 2,190 days.
If you're in prison at that time, what do you even do? Because it's not like the guards are going to listen to you. It's like, bro, that's
Nobody's
terrible.
going to listen to you. It's the freaking Empire. They don't give a shit. Like, they should have
that's
known
what I
right there
mean.
when they start adding time to people's fucking things. Your time ain't changing. Ain't nobody getting out. And then they said that old dude had 40 days left. He had 40 shifts left. And he was about to get out. But he was never going to get out. They was just going to ship him to another thing or
Yep.
kill him anyway because he was old. So
They'd probably kill him.
But Andor says it the best. People are cheaper than droids and easier to replace.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just messed up.
It's not wrong, though.
Just labor camp. Dude, I love it. It's like giving me major like Soviet Union like kind of vibes, you know?
J-Dog, what's popping?
What's popping? Don't mind me just watching.
I don't know about I don't know. It just, like I said, the second time I watched it, I was like, dude, I just kept like seeing more shit like that I didn't notice the first time. Like, I might have to start watching it and take notes so I can remember everything that I've freaking seen in the damn thing. Because, the thing is that the dialogue is so deep. And there's so much going on within the dialogue. And then there's like hidden meanings in the dialogue when they're saying things. Like, if you're not really, really paying attention and you're catching every little thing. Like, dude, I missed a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, what? Like the part of the dying, wailing children, dude, that shit is like, oh my God.
What?
Yeah, if you hear what they said, basically the thing that they're letting Binks listen to is dying children wailing.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and that's what they're making him listen to. So it's like, dude, what the hell? Like, dude, you know how torturous that would be? Just hear a bunch of kids screaming as you're killing them over and over and over again. And then they probably intensified it and made it all freaking like.
Who's this?
That's what she says. That's what that one chick says. She says it's the freaking.
That's terrifying.
And I don't like it could be another species of children that are like fucked up or something.
Like, did you hear her scream? That was like chilling.
Yeah, so like, and it depends on what species and how they sound when they're crying. I mean, there could be all kind of different. That should just suck, man. That would suck to just have to listen to over and over and over again. You'll drive your ass crazy, kids.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Plus, what kids did they torture to get that audio?
It was on some moon, on the moon of I can't remember what the moon was. It was on some moon.
Boise and Birmingham.
I can't remember which moon it was.
Damn. They played Clone Army radio on the loudspeaker at a preschool, and then they just recorded the kids' reaction.
Oh no! Hey, we're not fucking sorry. Never mind. I'm gonna agree here.
Damn, I'm sorry. That was some shots. That was heavy
fucking
right
throw
there.
shots, bro. Let's have some fun today.
Maybe a little too much.
I've had a long work week. I'm kind of in a.
We sense it. Kyle, how you feel?
Shots fired. Yes,
He's like,
shots
you're
were
a fucking
fired,
idiot.
Chris.
Why did you say that?
No, I don't care. All right.
Oh.
Now, where did y'all rank the episode?
Go first, Garrison.
You want me to go first? Fuck.
Yeah.
Probably 8, honestly.
8.5. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was.
I enjoyed the episode, but there just wasn't enough action in it for me.
You're killing me.
I'm giving it a 7.
That's the thing, though. It's not dropping lower than a 6. That's.
Yeah.
It's still good.
I'm not.
6 is the cutoff for good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, if it's 6 and down,
the problem
it's bad.
that I had with the episode, like I said, I had to watch it twice to really get the overall intake of what it was saying and what was happening. Which I love I love the dialogue in it. The dialogue is great. All the other stuff is just excellent. Tony Gilroy, the Gilroy brothers, or whoever all is working on this damn thing, they're doing a spectacular job at, like the directing and the audio and the Foley and all that stuff. All that stuff was just excellent. The acting on it is great. Even that old dude, his acting was cool the way he died. You know what I'm saying? He was like, and just done. All the acting in it is good. The only thing I didn't like is just the only action was the old dude having a stroke. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
That was the only action in there. Like, dude, there needs to be like some more like real action. And the action that they talked about, we didn't see. I need to see a little bit more action. And I know next episodes, because they're building up to these arcs. They're building up. The next episode, we're going to see a lot of action. It's going to be great. But at the same time, it just there's no action, and that kind of is not that bad. But why do we have to wait 3 episodes to get any action? I mean, you could throw a little bit of action in there. I think they need to have a better balance. And then the other thing that I don't like is they're not using enough Star Wars stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a real problem with that. There's no aliens at all, barely. There's no droids. And Tony Gilroy actually came out in an interview and said that he intentionally did that because he wants people to focus on the story. He doesn't want people to be focusing on the droids and all this other stuff, which I understand. I get it. But it draws away from the Star Wars feel some. Like, it still feels like Star Wars to me. The episode still felt like I was watching something that had to do with Star Wars. But at the same time, like, you're missing the key components to a Star Wars TV show or movie. Gotta have some, throw some droids in there. Throw more aliens in there. throw some. I mean, I understand that we're not having lightsabers and all that. Was just, you know, they need to get more into that. You need to have that stuff to make it feel like Star Wars. This is I mean, droids are like everything has droids in it. Everything. All Star Wars has droids in it. There is not a Star Wars program that did not have barely no droids or no aliens in it. That's one of the key components. And they don't even have to do anything. Just walk down the street, you know, see one every once in a while. Like we've only seen maybe fucking like 10 aliens, like in
That's true.
10
haven't seen a
episodes.
whole lot of droids.
And we only got we've had droids really 3 times. Like even throw some stormtroopers in there, you know, like we got one show with some stormtroopers in there. Like you got to put more stuff in there to make it feel more like Star Wars.
I could agree with that. I could agree. Maybe a little more droids. Definitely more stormtroopers and like clone stuff. More action in battle.
I mean, I think there would be a good
like
balance. You could still keep the story and just put those in there. Like see some stormtroopers walk by, see a droid roll down a hallway. It'll just, you know what I'm saying? It would give it a good balance and make it feel more Star Wars. I mean, not that it doesn't feel Star Wars. It just doesn't feel like Star Wars that we're used to.
Right.
And once again, CJ just left.
Literally, you called it.
I called it. He does it every episode. He just leaves. So that's the ratings. So now we got to talk about, because I uncovered some information, and it might be information.
You said it like this is like groundbreaking discovery. So I'm like,
and a lot of people might not know about it. I didn't know about it because I never really cared. You know, this wasn't one of those topics that was like a big like theory to me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Jar Jar Binks was a Sith Lord. Like he possibly could have been. You know what I'm saying? He could have been a mastermind behind it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he just acted like an idiot all the time. So you didn't pay no attention. Makes sense. But at the same time, there was actually an interview done with George Lucas. And you know, George Lucas loved Jar Jar Binks. He thought he was going to be the best character ever when he created Jar Jar.
I don't.
Most people disagree. Yeah, the majority
I just don't know,
of Star Wars fans.
It's one of the few times I'm like, what was George like? Really, what was going on inside his head?
Disagree. But I found a thing from Insider Magic. It was an interview done with George Lucas. And George Lucas said that Jar Jar was actually supposed to be a Sith Lord.
Right.
He was that's what his character was. That's why he could do the things that he could do. Like jump 20 foot in the air, spin around, and then go down in this water.
So it's not because of his species.
Like his luck. That wasn't luck, you know, like in the war. Like he was not really too concerned about getting killed in this war. You know, like just all the little things that he would do. Them was set up to kind of show him, because the character was actually planned to be a Sith. And just didn't ever happen to come to, because they basically, I guess him and Ashad, or whatever, how you say his name? The dude that played Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Ahmad Best.
Oh, thank you. That's it.
And I guess they were talking, and they basically left it up to the fans. So since fans didn't like Jar Jar Binks,
They just kind of let the fans.
Because he had a couple different storylines for Jar Jar that was already pre-scripted, and he let the fans decide. And since the fans didn't like Jar Jar Binks, he didn't create Jar Jar Binks to be the Sith Lord. But he did say in the interview that everything in Star Wars isn't always what it seems. So are you saying this to say that Jar Jar was the person behind it all the time? That he was the true Sith Lord, the Sith Master, and Palpatine was actually the apprentice?
Right.
And that's why when Palpatine killed Plagueis, he didn't kill Plagueis like most apprentices are supposed to kill Plagueis because he had already found him another master that didn't follow the rule of two. Because you got to think about it. Just because there's Sith, and just because, you know, the rule of two was just what if another person just decided they had the
Figured out
force
the
abilities,
on their
decided
own,
to be, because there was a Gungan Sith before, and there was a Gungan. There was a few Gungan Jedis.
Yep.
Really?
So we know that they're force. Well, all species are force sensible.
Well, have you not watched the Clone Wars?
Yeah. You
That
see the
baby
stuff
that
he did?
Cad Bane took a Gungan baby that was force sensitive.
Yeah.
And I'm
And-
sorry, how Jar Jar gets away with things, that's not just dumb luck. I'm sorry. That
Well,
can't be. There's a
think
couple
about-
things where it's like, oh, that's kind of lucky. But there's other things like that big Gooba monster that like blows him out of the crate in Clone Wars.
Yeah, there was
That
going to
fucker,
eat him,
literally,
and
if
then
you
all of a sudden,
if you read up on that creature in the encyclopedia, it eats everything it gets near. It is literally one of the biggest threats under Naboo. And Jar Jar ends up riding it. Yeah, fucking right. He's got to be force sensitive. I'm sorry. There's no way.
there's a lot of things that steer to the fact that he definitely could have been a Sith Lord. Now, the other thing is, why didn't he step in when Palpatine was killed and be like, I'm the one that orchestrated all this shit anyway?
Because
The theory is that when Padme died, it changed his heart because he really looked at Padme like a friend. Because you know he was at the funeral, and it turned him back to the light side because
I get what you're talking about, because it does show him at the funeral like kind of crying and like,
so
you know,
then he knew that everything that had happened was his fault, and that's why he took his own life in the comic books, because he realized that everything was his fault and he turned back. That's a theory.
so he was the Sith.
That
That's
he
the theory,
is
that he was a
the Sith. Now, on the other hand, I don't know, like, reading up on the Gungans don't fuck around when you come to, like, you break some shit, you do some shit, you do some bad shit, they kick your ass out the damn thing. So being clumsy would definitely get your ass kicked out. Like, they've kicked out people for work less than that.
We're banished for being clumsy.
But another thing that kind of gets me, because he kind of clowns on the Jedi. He's like, Jedi mumbo jumbo, whatever he says when they're in the thing with the Force, you know, when he's saying all that shit. He's like clowning on the Jedi, like, y'all suck. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't shit. I'll kill all y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like his attitude when they talk about the Force to him and stuff like that. The way, then there's the thing that he's always waving his hands in front of people. You know what I'm saying? Why is he waving his hand? No, well, he's like, he puts his hands up and he waves his hands when he's talking to people, and then they do what he tells them to do.
Okay, J-Dog,
So
you
he's
want to know what
using-
happened? Oh, sorry. You're saying?
What he's doing, he was using Jedi mind tricks to get people to do it. And then there's actually a part in one of the movies where you can kind of, like, when you slow it down and you really listen, it sounds like he tells the Padme's guard, her head guard, tells him what to say, and then the dude says it. And if you really slow down the movie, and I had to check this out, so I slowed down the movie and I listened to it, and it does sound like it's echoing. It sounds like he says it first, and then the guard says it. And it's like, what the hell? I'm like, is that just an echo? Is that just bad editing? Or is that really because he was saying it under his breath? And then the dude said it. And
Hey, that's creepy. Like, that's really creepy.
that's why that when George says there's always things that you don't know about in Star Wars. Always hidden meanings, hidden things in Star Wars that won't ever be revealed. Like Yoda's, where Yoda came from.
And I mean,
Was this like
it's being like close to
What?
what you breaking up, Garrison?
So, J-Dog,
Oh,
what
sorry.
happened
Sorry,
what happened to Jar
no,
Jar? Oh, I keep interrupting.
You were breaking
My
up.
bad. Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I'm breaking up. You go ahead. Just go.
Okay. What happened was after the Senate was taken over by Palpatine, the Senate pretty much kicked Jar Jar out. He wasn't a representative of Naboo or Gungan City. So he went back to Naboo. Naboo exiled him. They didn't want him. They didn't want him at all. He goes to Tatooine. He becomes a street performer. The day the Empire loses to the rebellion, he kills himself.
That's in the comics.
That's in the comics, but that's supposedly canon. That's canonized. That's during that George Lucas timeline. And do you really think George Lucas would turn around and be like, yeah, that's cool, stamp of approval? I know he doesn't do that because he lets people have their creative freedom.
Well, he says everything that is not something that he wrote is not canon, which would make everything that Disney ever did not canon. But
I don't think he would allow Jar Jar to kill himself in a comic, though. I think that would be a little too far for his liking. Like just offing himself on a street corner because he became a street performer. Because he was goofy, he was witty, he was trying to make kids laugh, and he got bullied, he got picked on, he got
we
beat
know
up.
of, that might have been a different Gungan that just looked like him that he had mind control over.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Jesus. I'll take that, though. I'll take that. That's actually a good theory. I ain't even mad at you for that one. I was like, yeah, that could work. I'll give him
it's just messed up. I mean, because Jar Jar, I mean, he did, and if you look at like when he says it, we need to give Palpatine executive orders.
Emergency powers.
And then he lifts up his hands. And if you look at his eyes, like I was looking at the picture, because I used the picture for the damn thumbnail. When you're looking at the picture, his eyes is real squinty and they're yellow. Then I started going back and looking at the other Gungan's eyes. The only other person that has yellow eyes that's a Gungan is Boss. All the rest of them have green eyes that they show. They all have green eyes. So why the hell does he have yellow eyes?
He doesn't have yellow eyes. You're lying.
No, look at the picture. Look at the thumbnail. He has yellow eyes. Why does he have yellow eyes?
Emergency powers. So,
because he's a Sith Lord. And the Sith have yellow eyes. So he's a Sith Lord. I think he's a Sith Lord.
Do you like that theory? No, like honestly.
Because that makes him way doper. I hate fucking Jar Jar. If he's a Sith Lord, then it makes him dope. You know what I'm saying? And this was all his idea. He planned everything. Maybe his whole idea was just to get the whole fucking galaxy to destroy itself and just freaking everybody kill each other and then him just come in and take over while it's all simple and just, walk in and wipe out Palpatine like, you ain't shit. I taught you everything. You bitch. You know what I'm saying? Wipe
what
him
if he
out.
was Plagueis?
Wipe out Vader. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand, like, how do we know that Jar Jar wasn't Plagueis' real apprentice and he found, you know what I'm saying, Palpatine and he hooked Palpatine and Plagueis up. Only reason I deny that theory is because Plagueis followed the ruler too. The only thing he didn't follow was he was trying to live forever. But I think every Sith that was in the ruler too tried to live forever.
Yeah, I think that makes him unique. I think that's just a Sith thing.
They all try to live forever. Bane started the ruler too, and he tried to live forever. He was just like, I would just could transfer my essence into the next person, and that way I could just keep going forever. Because there ain't nobody's ever gonna be as good as me. What if like some Gungan was like around the corner when Bane was trying to do essence transfer on Xana, and his spirit actually went into this Gungan, and then the Gungan went back to Naboo, and he was slowly just training.
Because he was like not used to the Gungan body, he was used to human bodies. That's why he was all clumsy. Gets him banished. He trains. He knows what he's doing now.
That would be aggravating. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Or maybe he went back and he just slowly trained. He just found force sensitive people and he just kept the rule of two going. He just kept transferring into bodies and actually Jar Jar was actually Darth Bane.
So really Jar Jar's Darth Bane. Yep. Darth Bane.
And that's why he just sat back and he was like, yeah, I got this all figured out. Palpatine looks like one of those guys that can just make it to the.
I mean, it's an idea. I don't know if I'll agree with you, but it's definitely
Hey, it's
an
a
idea.
theory. That's
It's
what
a
we're
good
doing right
theory.
now.
I'm not
We're
mad.
discussing theories that have to do with Jar Jar Binks. So, new theories can evolve from these theories.
Yeah.
Because we don't know, and
I
we'll
love
never
these
know.
theories.
Unless
And I
George
love
comes
how
out. Unless George comes out and just says, yeah, Jar Jar was a Sith the whole time. He was a Sith Lord the whole time. Like, we're never good. These are all just theories. But I just like the theory that Jar Jar was a Sith Lord or he was the Sith Master just because I don't like Jar Jar and that would make me like him. That's my theory. Can't stand Jar Jar. He's just annoying. Even in the cartoon, I was like, really? They put him in a cartoon in the Clone Wars? Jesus, man, they can't get rid of this guy for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Need to kill this dude. But then, like you got to think about it. Look how many times he should have been dead. Like in the Clone Wars, should have been dead.
times.
In the movies, should have been dead. You know what I'm saying? So Boba should have killed him when he snatched his food. What kind of? That's another thing. You know that the Saboba, the whatever species he's in, is a very aggressive species. You're gonna do stuff to him, and then he was walking around like he wasn't even worried about it. Like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like when Saboba tackled him, Saboba came from the backside of him. How did he tackle him from the front? Like, because he already knew he was coming and spun around and prepared himself.
Good point.
And then he knew that Anakin was going to come and save him. He knew all this shit because he had the Force. The Force told him these things. yeah.
I love how you get all the evidence for it.
I just there's a lot of things that you can come up to say that he was Force sensitive, that he was a Sith.
know,
Then there's
you
a
have
lot
a
of
very
things that just say he was
convincing
a bumbling idiot. You know what I'm saying? That just had good luck.
Yeah, it's a very convincing argument.
I'm kind of siding with Kyle.
Like it's very hard to predict what it was. Like, what was it? Like, was it just bad luck? I mean, he just had good luck and just. But it's still, that doesn't explain him jumping 30 feet in the air, doing a double, triple, quadruple flip down into the water. Like, dude, that you got to, like, unless that just had, but nobody, you don't see nobody else, none of the other Gungans doing that shit anytime in the Phantom Menace. They're in a freaking war and they're riding on back of things. If you could flip up in the air 30 feet in the air and do some fucking twists and splits and whatever the hell he was doing, backflips and then land in the water. Why are y'all riding on these damn things? Why don't y'all just jump over some shit and kill some shit?
No.
Why does he say that Gungans are warriors?
Because they are warriors.
Like, why does he mock the Jedi in the Force? Why does he do these things like that? That's the things that doesn't explain things. And then just reading through the interview that they had, I'm just like, dude, George is saying, yeah, he was supposed to be a Sith Lord, but nobody liked him, so we didn't. Why? That would make me want to make him a Sith Lord. If I made this character that was supposed to be fun and energetic and laugh and, comedy, put the comedy relief, and everybody hates him, I'd make him into a Sith Lord and make him destroy the galaxy. You know what I'm saying?
No, that would ruin the show. I feel like
that
if
would
he
be the
actually
best
did
thing
go
to
that
do.
direction, if he had gone that direction, the prequels would have flopped.
Did y'all? Oh, we haven't got to no news and rumors yet.
Nope.
Yeah, regardless, though, I think that he made the right call not going with Jar Jar.
All right. Let's ask the real question here.
All right. What's the real question?
What do y'all think? Do y'all think he was the orchestrator of all? He was the Sith Master, or even a Sith Lord, or he was a Sith? Or do you think that he was just a bumbling idiot that had really good luck? What is your?
Well, I think it's just like how it was. Like they weren't like originally he was intended to be the Sith Master, so they had little bits of like clues and little bits of like pieces that maybe he is, but obviously it didn't work out. So I think he's just a bumbling idiot that gets really lucky, or that Palpatine is. Well, we already know Palpatine manipulated him to get him to like vote emergency powers.
Do you think?
I think he was just an idiot that was being taken advantage of.
I think he manipulated Palpatine into thinking that Palpatine manipulated him into their head to do it. What do you think, CJ?
I think, personally, he might be force sensitive. Whether or not he orchestrated it all was up in the air for me. Because it looks like he could have. But at the same time, damn, he played dumb very well, if he did.
Seriously.
But there's a lot of things that are very hard to explain when Jar Jar's around. And that's where it makes me think he might be a little force sensitive. The flip, how do you know all these things? How are you surviving not getting eaten by a big-ass beast?
Because he's with 2 Jedi.
No. I'm talking about in Clone Wars.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about episode 1. Continue.
When he was
J-Dog said he's actually Darth Viciant the whole time. That would be crazy. I think Darth didn't they finally kill Viciant's soul? In
I
one of the
think-
books.
Oh, Star Wars team leader. His whole goal was to bring Luke and Leia about so he could take their body. That's why when Padme died, he didn't know about the kids. He got depressed and gave up.
Oh, that's a good theory.
Wow.
Ooh, that's a great theory.
because when they buried Padme, they patted the inside of her stomach to make her look like she lost the baby in death.
Yeah, but when they you think to being such a they're way more advanced than we are, and even nowadays when a baby a woman is far along in her pregnancy and they die, they take the baby out. If the baby's dead, they take
It's
the
a
baby out.
Star Wars. How do we know what they do? Each
Yeah.
planet's got their own customs, so we don't know.
My
And that's
theory
the thing.
is
I like that because that makes sense. Because when they patted her to make it look like she passed, because they were afraid
Anakin would find out.
Anakin would find out. So when Anakin was told that she was buried with the babies due to the fact that the baby, because they both didn't make it, that's why Anakin didn't go looking for him. That makes sense that Jar Jar would get depressed because he didn't have the body to transfer. Holy shit, team leader.
That's a good one, eh?
Wow. That's a comic book series I want.
Hey, there was something that was okay. So let me say what my thought is. I think Jar Jar was actually a Sith Lord. I agree with Star Wars team leader just confirmed it for me. I think that's what's happened. That's my new theory. Because I was going on that he felt bad that Padme died. He didn't want Padme to die. He really liked her. Because there's even in the movie, he even says that she's attractive. He even lays that into Anakin's head when Anakin is small. So there's a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, that just points to him being the Sith. But have you guys ever thought about it? What is it? Padme, isn't it the book about Padme where Vader goes to Naboo and it kills a bunch of the Naboo guards and
Yeah, he's going to go
goes,
find. He's going to go find the casket so he can confirm that she's gone.
so why didn't nobody realize that he was Anakin then? Why would this dude in this black suit just show up at this girl's fucking casket, kill a bunch of people? Dude, y'all didn't know that was Anakin? Didn't nobody realize that?
In the beginning of the
You see
comics,
Darth Vader.
the Naboo guard and Padme's handmaidens were there, telling Vader that he's not going to desecrate another grave or another planet like he's been doing. And Anakin sees one of the handmaidens that was close to Padme that looks just like Padme, and she figures it out and tries to stop Anakin. Anakin ends up killing her, I think 6 comics later. But it was trying to... The handmaidens knew that Vader killed Padme. It wasn't that it was Anakin. Up until that one found out. It's a great comic book series. You got to get into it.
No,
What up, buddy?
it's in one of the books. It's also
Well, they have
in
a
one of the
comic.
books.
They have a comic book series about it all too, and it's really good. I really like that comic book series.
What did Lenny
don't
say?
understand
I
that
think that
comment.
he was an acolyte
I
of
don't-
Plagueis.
I don't understand.
He Plague
tried to
Guest
read
probably knew he was going to die and used the charges Georgia asked his acolytes to push City Cyrus into ruling the galaxy. Sidious into ruling the galaxy. Possible. That's a possibility. All right. We got a what if for today?
CJ.
No.
No.
Oh no. Whatever. All right.
No.
All right. Let's go
I
into
didn't
news
think
and
about
rumors.
That was fast.
Well, you
I
gotta
have
leave, so we're
news.
trying to get through
I
this.
know.
shit.
I got you. All right. I'm hitting news and rumors.
I actually have real news that's not toys.
Right.
Oh wow. What's up?
Thanks to my lovely woman, I got this thing about Moff Gideon. New Mandalorian Season 3 costume will reportedly channel Darth Maul. Giancarlo Esposito, who plays Moff Gideon, is set to return in the Season 3 of Mandalorian. And a new Star Wars rumor has been teased about a Darth Maul visual connection for the comeback, for the Season 3 comeback.
Of Darth Maul coming back, or just Moff Gideon looking like
Moff Gideon. So pretty much what the article was saying, I'm just going to sum it up. The article was saying that Moff Gideon breaks out. He gets this armor. It's Mandalorian armor, but it was during the Siege of Mandalore. So you had the Mandalorians with the helmets and the spikes. It's literally just a drawback to Maul and during that time for the Mandalorians. And I feel like that's going to be a triggering thing for some of them, like Bo-Katan, if you remember, because
yeah, she was there.
yeah, it's black and silver in color. It has the 6 horns like Maul. It's literally just a Mandalorian outfit. And it's been rumored that that's going to be his new getup going into Season 3. Rumored. Don't hold me credible to that one. And then Lego Star Wars confirms 30 new DLC characters coming soon. We're getting Rebels characters. We're getting Season 2 of Bad Batch. There's a huge list.
When does Season 2 of Bad Batch come out?
Next month?
Is it
This
December?
month? Is it this month?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
I can't wait till that comes out. I've been wanting to watch that. I think it comes out right after Andor, doesn't it? Because we only got 3 episodes left of Andor.
January 4th.
Okay, so shit.
Oh, we got a while, bro.
Yeah, that's a while. That's like 2 months away. Shit.
You got us all like, oh yeah, it's just around the corner. Nope.
I'm just pissed off because I haven't even finished my Bad Batch action figure collection, and they're dropping a whole new set for these outfits. It's like, can I at least finish the first set, please, without spending $300 from a scalper on eBay? That's all I've got for news. Those are the 2 major things that I had that I was so excited to read last night.
You got anything, Garrison?
Not really, dude.
All right. So first off, I gotta say, this was on. It was posted on by what the hell is the dude's name again? I forgot the dude's name. Anyway, I'm gonna show y'all the video.
He's like,
Everyone thought that this guy was some crazy guy talking to himself, but I'm pretty sure it's Tamara Morrison walking around
It is Tim.
practicing lines. Tamara Morrison as in Jake the Moss from Once Were Warriors. Dude, that's fucking him. Look, he's practicing.
What is he?
That's in New Zealand.
a little creepy though, not gonna lie.
Bruh.
Well,
So he's sitting there and he's talking to himself.
That's fucking Jake the Moss.
Is he talking to himself, or is he practicing lines for Season 2 of Book of Boba
Or is
Fett?
he wasted out of his mind?
That's so funny that he's not.
no, he's using expressions and
Yeah,
I think he's
moving his body
practicing
and
lines.
shit.
It's Tim.
So
I hope
is he
movie.
practicing line for a movie or for Book of Boba Fett season 2?
So this was released.
Mandalorian.
We saw this the other day, Tori and I. It's about they're making another Moana, not another Moana movie, but another a prequel to it about
Really?
the islanders and how they went their separate ways and they went to the different islands and stuff. And Tim's supposed to come back as the father of Moana.
Okay, so if he's supposed to come back as the father of Moana to do that, then we can pretty much X out him being in the second season of Book of Boba Fett because they're probably not going to do it.
I think they will. I mean, you're doing voice acting compared to live action.
But
Voice acting, he could be in the midst of doing that, and that could be just other lines that he's doing.
but you would still need a controlled
like
environment
months
to
ago.
do voice.
Yeah.
So you're still going to have to be in studio. I mean, you can do it remotely if you have somewhere that the sound is set up. I mean, that you have a soundproof room or a audio room, but you would have to have that set up. I mean, it's not like they don't got the money to do that. And Disney, they're both Moana is a Disney production, so I mean, they could figure out a way to do it. I don't know. I have a feeling that we're not going to get a season 2 of Book of Boba Fett.
I'm not going to take it off the list, but I don't think it's anytime soon. With everything coming down the pipeline, I think they're not going to touch that until they see what tanks and what people want brought back and so on and so forth. I don't think it's anytime soon. I think it'll happen, but
I was hoping
within
that's what
another
he was
couple
doing.
years.
He was over there practicing his lines for the next Book of Boba Fett. But, if he's doing Moana, then that's not, I mean.
Well, he's supposed to be doing a few projects.
It's not that it can't be done. It's just
It's difficult.
most good actors don't like to wear themselves too thin trying to do multiple projects at one time, unless you're The Rock or Kevin Hart, because it seems like they're in every freaking thing. But that's all the news I had. The other shit that I had was the Moff Gideon shit.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to take that from you.
Sorry.
I was just got all excited. I was like, yes, Mandalorian costume. I'm game.
Yeah, that'll be dope to see.
If he's wearing that, that'll be such a triggering moment for Bo-Katan. I would love to see Katie Sackhoff really act that part out.
Well, there's a picture that was going around of it's Mandalorian and Katie Sackhoff sitting in front of each other.
No, Bodie, you're incorrect.
No, I was just gonna ignore it.
No, I'm in the mood to argue.
Let him
with him.
embarrass himself.
Yeah, because that's very.
Incorrect.
Yeah, but there was most of the news was just about Andor.
Yeah, Andor's hogging up a lot of the news right now, which I'm
Ashley
okay with 'cause it's
Eckstein
dope.
breaks down about her not being able to play
Jeffrey
Ahsoka Tano, which this is not the first time she's done that. About 15 times already. Like, dude, come on, I'm tired of hearing you complain. They didn't pick you. It's just that's the way the world is. Yeah, there just wasn't a lot of stuff. What's her face signed with acolytes? What's her name? Defani or whatever. She's the newest member of the acolytes. Like, it's all female cast pretty much. They only got like one dude on there so far that they've announced, which kind of messed me up because they said that there was a rumor going around that they were filming. They had already started filming the acolyte, but if they're still bringing in cast members, it's unlikely that they're doing it unless they're not in the first episodes. But usually they try to have all the actors there when they get started, at least close. But other than that, yeah, there wasn't too much on news this week that I seen. I talked about some of it on Wednesday.
Just go to quiz then.
Yeah, let's do the quiz.
Stop right there, you rebel scum. Prepare yourself for the Star Wars Impossible quiz. Blast them.
All right.
I like know.
Yes, everybody, we're kind of rushing through this just so Garrison can go to work.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's
I
all right. But we might have a special guest on Wednesday. I'm not going to announce who it is because we've been getting shit for a while. So y'all will just see it when it happens.
Bullshit. No.
What was the model of blaster that Padme used in The Phantom Menace?
Oh. DH-1114.
Nope. No.
Which time? Because she's had multiple blasters.
It's the one that she used in Phantom Menace.
It's in Battlefront. The S2?
Nope.
S5.
Nope.
Really?
Y'all ready?
What is it?
Y'all ready? You got any guesses, CJ? Suck face.
What it was?
I have no guesses.
What is it?
Suck. It's the ELG-3A. Royal
Really?
Blaster.
Oh, is that the long skinny one?
Yeah, the one that has like that
I was thinking
pearly
like
looking
when they,
hilt on there.
Yeah, I was thinking like when they all like repelled and like those weird like the Palace Guard ones. But
All right. Ventress lost her lightsaber while helping Ahsoka escape Republic authorities. When she got a new one, what color was the blade?
Yellow.
Yep, it was yellow.
I knew that one.
Good job.
Okay. What model of Magna droids did General Grievous use for his personal guard?
What model? What the?
Yep.
The Mark III. I don't. The Corolla Sport. Corolla Sport model.
The Maxima Sport. I don't know.
The IG-100s.
IG-100s.
Whatever.
They are pretty dope looking. I'm not gonna lie.
IG-100 Magna droids.
I remember seeing those things. Those things
Star
were
Wars team leader said the noisy cricket. It seems like this is still, even though I put it to 1 second, it still seems like it's going fucking, like it's taking a long time for their stuff to come through.
Oh, it definitely is.
Like it just,
It's on a lag, I reckon.
yeah, we're already on like fucking question 4, and that was the first question. I'm pretty sure you called the noisy cricket the gun that she had.
Oh, I thought that was the model of the droid. The noisy cricket.
I think it's behind it even farther than that. I don't know. It just seems like it's like lagging a lot. Who designed the electrostats for the Magna droids that General Grievous used?
Dooku.
No.
No.
Sidious.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Holowan Mechanicals and Bactoid Armory is who
Oh,
designed
jeez.
them.
So it's like a company.
Yeah, it was 2 companies.
Holowan
Tesla,
Mechanical.
Afra.
Tesla.
Afra designed them. I don't even think Afra was really around. Was Afra around with Grievous? No, Vader was already there when Afra shows up. What happens if you combine a Jedi and Sith holocron together?
Turns purple.
Turns purple.
It does.
Each other. What is it? You have dark side babies?
You have dark side base. It allows
What happens
a
when a
force
man
user.
It makes
and a
it- it
woman
make-
come? What happens when
the
a man and a
triangle-
woman come together?
The triangle and square make a circle, and the circle tells you everything about the Force.
Kind of. I don't know about it making a circle, but a force user can receive an answer of any question.
Really?
That's why Maul wanted to combine the Jedi and Sith holocron together in Rebels.
Interesting.
Okay, who was the Inquisitor that Ahsoka killed in Tales of the Jedi?
Plague Doctor. Dr.
Plague
Plague.
Doctor.
Yeah, he looks like one of those doctors from the Plague, like in the long nose
Stupid.
thing.
Now I'm gonna wait a little bit on this because I'm pretty sure. Yep, J Dog got it. The 6th brother.
6th bro.
Yeah.
6th.
Actually, we talked about this on Wednesday, so I don't know how it came up in the conversation, but somehow it came up in the conversation on Wednesday. Dark dumbass.
He got his ass whooped
Man,
too.
how big of a bitch do you got to be to die by your own blade like that?
Dude, she just
mean,
took it from him like it was shit. Like she didn't even try hard. She was like swish, swish,
know.
smooth, duck,
even have her
grab the
own
lightsaber,
lightsaber,
cut his
yeah.
head off. Like, hey, but this is what I don't understand. There was something that bothered me on that too, and I wanted to talk about it. So when she cuts his head off, right, the head hits the ground, it disappears. The body falls and disappears. The clothes fall to the ground. Sith do not go into the Force when they die. That was they fucked that up because they're dark side users. They don't go into the Force when they die. So that was a mistake. Whoever was editing that should have took that out because they fucked that up. That ain't true. A special group of Night Sisters use energy bowls to kill their enemy. What is that group called? You know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all remember that episode on when Ahsoka goes, not Ahsoka, but Centrist goes.
Robin Hood and his merry
Robin Hood and his merry Mandalorian sisters.
his merry sisters. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like archers.
Chris says
The
maybe
Hawkeyes.
his skin is highly flammagosis. I don't even know what that is, and he combusted.
Fighting
That's
these
possible.
things in
I
Fallen
know.
Order.
Yeah.
The seventh brother. Nope, it was the sixth brother. Sixth brother. Do you know their names? You know which ones I'm talking about. Remember
Yeah,
when
I know exactly.
Ventress
what
goes to
you're
get
talking about.
goes to get Dooku and the sisters with the bowls, and they give her one of the bowls.
Are they not just Night Sisters?
No, they have a name that they're called,
The
and it's
Bow
going to be real
Sisters.
stupid when you guys hear it. You're going to be like, "What the fuck?"
The Bow
Like I didn't
Sisters.
get that. I should have been able to guess that.
Energy Bow. The Blow Sisters.
The Blow sisters.
You're dumb. That
Point
was
for creativity.
The Night Sentries.
don't
Actually, they're called the Hunters.
Fucking bullshit.
That was stupid. Fucking, that was dumb.
They're called the Hunters. All
Fuck
right.
you.
Hey, Darth Sidious created two identical lightsabers. One he hid in his sleeve, as we seen in Revenge of the Sith. Where did he hide the other one?
Up his ass.
Oh wow, up his ass. What if you just had a lightsaber shoved up your ass and it just came on? Boy, that should have popped out the top of your head like
In case he's ever naked and needs his lightsaber.
Witches of Dathomir.
He's got a butt plug lightsaber. Oh.
He farts wrong and it turns on.
Ugh.
Sorry,
That
I
would
had some
hurt.
spicy Dathomirian food earlier. God, I'm dumb. I can't believe I played into that.
The intimidation.
I didn't even know he created two
lightsaber
lightsabers.
out
He
of their
creates
ass.
two identical lightsabers.
Imagine
And he had
like,
one
the
in his
intimidation.
sleeve
You're about
of
to
his,
fight
of his
someone,
cloak,
he
and we
pulls a
see it come
lightsaber
out.
of his ass.
But then he had another one that he hid somewhere else.
And it's not in his ass. It's probably
it's
in
not
like
in his
his
ass.
seat or something.
In his
Bro.
staff.
No.
His friend had it, held it for him.
He let Kenobi hold on to it.
He said, "Hold on to this for me."
Hey, bro, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I need you to watch this for me. I know you got Anakin, so I mean, I think it's good in good hands.
He hid it in the Nerarium sculpture in his office.
Which one?
I don't know. It just says Nerarium sculpture in his office. I don't even know what a Nerarium is. I was like, is that sort of like, what is a Nerarium? It's Neuranium sculpture in his office. I'm like, is that like a culture?
Oh no. That's all right. That's cool.
In
I
his
guess.
chair. That's what I thought, J-Dog. That's what I thought too. I thought it was in his chair.
Yeah.
Like in the arm of his chair or something, because you know he's always in that damn chair. He's always
I
sitting
was thinking
down.
the chair or his ass.
The Sith-looking sculpture. The desk, that's a good one. So I don't know. I didn't look it up to see what it looked like. It just said Nerarium. I was like, is that like an aquarium sculpture? I was like, I don't know what Nerarium is. But that's where he had his extra identical. Like if I was gonna make 2 lightsabers, I don't think I'd make them identical. I'd want like 2 different ones that, you know, like I'd want 2 totally different ones. Like I would make one like my normal carry with me lightsaber, and then I'll make like another badass lightsaber that's like half nunchuck, half light whip, half. You know what I'm saying?
Special shit coming over from Kyle right now.
Why would you just want a freaking one that's exactly the same as the other one? Like,
Hey, I actually have to take off.
oh, you got to take off now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, well, get the fuck out of
see you
here.
guys.
Then.
Leave then, fine.
Oh my god, I'm so sad. Kirsten is leaving. Get the fuck out of here.
Just go home, damn it. Go home.
That sucks. He got to go to work. Man, it was only like an hour and 10 minutes in. He already had to leave. Oh well. All right, Sabine Wren is a great.
Today.
Sabine Wren is a great artist, as we've seen in Rebels. She uses airbrushes to complete her paintings. What model airbrushes does she use?
The fuck if I know? How
That's
am I
why it's the
supposed to know?
impossible quiz.
Yeah, no, how am I supposed to know?
I threw out some easy ones out there. I didn't
got
make them all
point.
hard.
I got 1 point, okay? We went on a tangent about him shoving his lightsaber up his ass. How am I supposed to know what airbrush she uses? It's a Mandalorian airbrush of some sort, I would assume.
I mean,
I'm not wrong.
I don't know who created the motherfucker. I just know what it's called.
Like what?
And she actually has 2 of them. She uses 2 of them because she's ambidextrous.
Oh, whatever.
That's what makes her shoot so good too. I was gonna use that as a question, but then I was like, that ain't no fun. Everybody figured that out. She does everything with 2 hands.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, Sabine. You're not my type. I'd rather go for Bo-Katan. Sorry.
Hey, shit, I'll take her on. The E5 PNT Ultra Flow Pen Tip Airbrush. No, but that's a very good.
That's very descriptive there,
That's a very descriptive.
Holy
answer.
shit!
Yeah, that's a very descriptive answer.
Did you Google that? Was that a Google? That seems like a Google answer.
Yeah, but it's wrong. All right.
I don't know.
It's the Boab EZ3 airbrushes. That's what she uses. All right. This question, I didn't know this. This was something I really didn't know. Like, I really, really, really didn't know. We see why the fuck can I talk now? We see chairs fight off a bunch of stormtroopers just using a walking stick. What made that stick so special? There's actually something very special about that stick. It came from that tree that made Yoda high. No, I joke.
I was about to say, I was like,
it might have. And this is the longest answer to any fucking question I've ever fucking had to answer.
From a tree on Kashyyyk?
I don't know if they grow on Kashyyyk. You might be right. I don't know where the fuck they grow at. It does come from a tree because it's a wooden stick. All right, I'm just going to tell everybody because this is a long motherfucker. It's going to take me a minute to read this. It was made from flame-hardened uni wood. Uneti. It's U-N-E-T-I, so however you say that, wood. The Uneti tree are sacred to the Jedi and possess a strong connection to the Force. It was the tree at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant that grew from the seed from the tree at the very first Jedi Temple. And the end of the staff it had a metal cap that contained a kyber crystal.
Huh. I like Chirrut, so I can see that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
So he had like a full, he damn near had a lightsaber. That's why.
Then he had it.
Yeah, because they had a kyber crystal in it. It had a wood fucking. It was wood. It was made out of a fucking force sensitive wood. Because I was sitting there thinking like, well, if you watch that, he blocks a couple of the bolts with the fucking staff. Like, how the fuck did he do that? It's a piece of wood. That's how. Because it's fire hardened of this fucking force tree. This tree is fucking of the force. So that's what allowed him to be able to do that shit. I always wondered that. Like, this dude's whooping their motherfucking ass. They shooting at him like a motherfucker. He's blocking the damn things. And then the metal cap at the end contained a kyber crystal. So it was like double force sensitive.
Just imagine if he was a Jedi, though.
Yeah, a blind Jedi that whoops everybody's fucking ass. I thought when I first seen the thing and I was reading about it, I was like, watch, they gonna say because he was high because he was on the fucking dope from the stick from the cane that Yoda used. Because that's a good piece of information. If y'all didn't know that, go back and listen to some like our very first episodes. No, I joke. Actually, there was a sap that produced by fucking Yoda's cane that had fucking basically got you high. So that's why Yoda was so smart, because he was high all the time. That's why he couldn't talk right. Because you see, Yaddle could talk right. She talked just fine. All of Yoda was doped up all the shit. He was on the stuff. He was on that good sacred tree shit. And he was high.
He was hitting that good.
Nah, that's just, I don't know. Because I guess Dave Filoni also said that, he said that Yaddle, he never said the way that Yaddle truly died. That was written by somebody else. So, not just the book, but the actual screen or the actual Clone Wars episode was actually written by somebody else. So he never said that. So it was open for him to change at any time because he didn't write it. Which I was like, oh, that's a punk way out of saying that y'all fucking changed it. But okay, you're right, because you are the fucking shit. But that was kind of fucking cool that he said that shit. You got to give it to this. And I think that's one of the things that we need to do as Star Wars fans. We really need to separate Disney Star Wars from George Lucas Star Wars. They're not the same shit. And Disney is going to do what they want to do. So whatever happens from the point that Disney does, that's new. I think we should look at it like this. We have old canon and new canon. Old canon is all the shit that George Lucas did. New canon is all the shit that Disney does. And we got to start separating that shit, because there's too much shit that's being changed and added and took away and all kind of shit to really say. It's two separate entities now. It really is. I was sitting there in the bed the other day. I was laying in the bed and I was just contemplating fucking canon. Like, dude, like this is all new shit. So they should really say old canon and new canon. Old canon is all the shit that fucking George Lucas did. New canon is all the shit that Disney is doing. Because they're adding people that, dude, they're talking about fucking bringing Mara Jade in.
That wouldn't piss me off too bad.
I want to see Mara Jade,
right.
but that's not canon. Because Mara Jade, if Mara Jade and fucking Luke Skywalker get married, then they got to have a kid. That kid has to be Ben. You know what I'm saying? If that kid's not Ben, and we already got Ben, so that can't happen. And I know that's Legends, but that if you're bringing fucking Mara Jade in, then you're bringing that part of Legends in. You're bringing that whole segment of Legends in. Because without that, there ain't no point in having Mara Jade. That's just the way I feel about it. So I think that they really need to, people need to start distinguishing, is this original canon, you know, or is it new canon? I think we need to really distinguish between the two. And then, another thing that I forgot to bring that up in News and Rumors. See, that's what I get when I don't be putting down my notes. I guess Disney has actually revealed that that they intentionally made the sequels bad. I seen the article, and then I actually seen it on Star Wars Theory. He talks about it. Yeah, I know you're not a big fan of Star Wars Theory. I don't mind Star Wars Theory.
There's some episodes I don't mind, but damn, does he get repetitive.
Yeah, well, fuck, you got a million videos. I think he comes out with 2 videos a damn day. Shit. Every time I turn around, I got a new video out. Like, holy shit. But I think that I think that we really need to do that. Like, old canon and new canon. That way, anything that happens in new canon, we're not fucking like trying to argue and everybody's arguing about the shit. Oh, that's old canon. Oh, this is new canon. You know what I'm saying? Because we really got to sit back and think about it. When George Lucas sold the company, canon really truly ended there. All this new stuff that they're bringing out is all new shit.
The sequels aren't bad, though? Yes, they are!
Well,
Bodie, I ain't doing this again. I
even
don't
Walt
have
Disney, even from my understanding, even Walt Disney said that they're bad.
He's dead.
And they made the shit, so. And, like, real talk, they said that it was intentionally, it was, basically what they said, it was rushed. All 3 of the movies were rushed for fan service, and they just put shit out, that whatever they could get done the fastest, and that's what they put out. Yeah, they could do that. Name him Anakin after the 3rd child that they didn't use. Dude, that shit would be dope. I still think that I want to see that. I want to see the Yuzhong bomb. I want to see that. I think that would be the dopest Star Wars ever. I really do. But they really can't do that because, well, I don't even know how they could bring in frickin' Mara Jade. Luke is dead. He went into the Force. So I don't know, man. It's just too much shit has changed, and the way that they wrote the sequels now, none of the shit that like I really want to see, like Mara Jade and the Yuzhong Vaughn, none of that shit would make sense now. They'd have to like rewrite everything, and then it wouldn't be as good. I'm a firm believer in just taking the books and make movies off the books. Just take the book, make the fucking movie right off the book, because all the books is great. Well, most of the books are great. I haven't.
That's a troll, Bodie. It's not even funny.
Ray Goatwalker.
Yeah, right. More like Ray Shitwalker.
Rise of Skywalker and Andor. You're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You are nuts. Bodie, I think now I just think you're doing it to pester us, because there's no way in hell. Rise of Skywalker, that's not even close. That's not even a comparison. The story isn't there. And Disney even said they rushed the projects just to get them out for fan service. They took whatever they got in scripts, threw it all together, and said, "Here you go."
Yeah, and it's not even worth it. It would have been good if they would have just kept JJ on the whole project. I think because The Force Awakens wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I liked it. It had a good kind of story to it due to the fact that we've seen it before.
It was just the same story. It was New Hope all over again.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't have a problem with that because A New Hope was good. But that's the thing. Like, the continuation wouldn't have been bad, but you bring Snoke in and then, kill the next director kills it, Snoke? No.
I don't think it would have mattered because it was. You got to understand that J.J. Abrams, what's his face, didn't write the script. He was just the director. The director don't have anything to do with direct what the script tells him to direct. Unless you're a director and script writer and you wrote the script and he didn't write the script. They had writers that were writing the script. So, it's not even really Rian Johnson's fault. It's whoever wrote the dumbass scripts. And then you come in and you're like, oh, shit. J.J. Abrams comes back in and is like, oh, they killed the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? So now we got to recreate a bad guy.
Okay.
Well, this is Star Wars we're talking about. They like bringing people back from the dead, so let's just bring Palpatine back. Like he's the best antagonist anyway, other than Vader, and Vader can't come back. He died and they burnt him.
Bodhi says, we are right episodes in, we are 8 episodes in, and absolutely nothing has happened in Andor. I don't get it. I'm sorry that the intellectual property of those episodes succeed your intelligence, but if you'd really pay attention and listen to what they're talking about, it's literally the politics behind it all. We don't need action all the time. Is it nice? Yes. Action's always fun. Kyle can agree with that. He's more of an action guy.
I like
but
action,
I also
want to hear a story.
Yeah,
action doesn't make no sense if there's no content behind the action. There needs to be content. And the content, there needs to be context behind the action. If there's no context, then the action is meaningless. It's pointless. It doesn't make any sense. And that was kind of like what happened within Book of Boba Fett. There was it was just a lot of action, and there wasn't no real story behind it to drive that action. So it made you feel it discombobulated you. It made you feel like, okay, what's going on? Like, why are they doing this? What happened to cause this to happen? And it was rushed. See, another thing that makes Andor so good of a series is they did 12 episodes of a season. So they had enough time to tell the story, build up anticipation, and then drop the bomb. Which sucks because I'm an action person. I want to see more action. But at the same time, the intensity of the dialogue it's enough to keep me liking the show. Like if the dialogue was just boring and the shit that was just happened was just super boring and there wasn't no action, I wouldn't be watching it. But since the dialogue and the deception and everything that's going on within the Empire and the rebels or not even the rebels yet, because they're not even truly the rebels yet. All the stuff that is building up to what's going to happen in season 2 that's what's keeping you motivated. That's what keeps me wanting to come back for more. It excites me. You know, that's what's exciting because I want to know what's going to happen next because I'm following along with the story. So it doesn't make it where it's like unbearable to watch. It's not like I'm watching damn Days of Our Lives or something like, dude, what the hell is going on?
Hey man, I'll watch Days of My Lives. What are you talking about?
You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm watching something like this. This is more like watching Dallas. Like I used to watch Dallas with my dad because he used to love Dallas when I was young. This is like watching Dallas. It has that type of intensity, like the late night soap operas that used to come on, and then like, because if it was like if it was like the daytime soap operas, you know, I just can't get into I could never get into. My wife used to watch them, my ex-wife and my wife now used to watch them, and my mom watched them, and I couldn't ever get into it, sitting there watching with them, because I'm like, dude, what the hell is going on? Like, this shit is just boring. Like, how do you just keep watching this shit? This person's sleeping with this person, and this person is having an affair with this person, and this person is having an affair with this person, and that's all that's happening. It's like, dude, there's this just like a bunch of people sleeping together. Why don't everybody just come into a room and have a big orgy? You know what I'm saying? Because that's all that's happening. You know, there's like in Dallas, there was like they were trying to overthrow each other's companies, and you know, and yeah, you had the wife sleeping with this person, but she was sleeping with him because she knew he was about to overthrow her husband's company, and she was a gold digger, so she was trying to get in on where the money was at. But there was just more depth to the story. Like, it's almost like watching like a daytime soap opera and watching like SVU or, you know what I'm saying, like NCIS or something. There's depth to the story, and it's drawn out between 12 instead of them being one episode and in the next episode they got to tell a whole new story. This is drawn out over 12 episodes. It's an actual like movie that's just cut up into pieces. Something that Kenobi missed out because Kenobi wasn't like. There was too many dry moments in there, and there was too much weird shit going on. So, but when you cut it up and you put it into a 2.5 hour long movie, it's fucking great. But watching it all drawn out in 6 episodes because there wasn't enough story there, and it didn't make sense, and they changed shit. So it just threw you off. Then you go to something like with this is like just constant. It just moves into the next part, which is like a soap operas. That's what soap opera do. They just move to the next scene of the show as you come in. It starts right where it left off, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, the intensity of the dialogue, the intensity of what's going on is building up this climactic, you know, thing that's going to happen. And that's what keeps you drawn in. Like, I want to know what's going to happen next. Like, I never woke up and like got done watching Kenobi on Wednesday. And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what's going to happen next week on Kenobi.
So,
it just didn't give me that type of feeling.
It's not that you're built different. Trust me, we liked Boba Fett fighting Cad Bane and Kenobi fighting Vader, but there was no story. There was no depth behind it. Like Kyle was just saying, having a story build up to the fight and explanations are better than just throwing action in at you and then giving you a lackluster story. This right here, what we're watching in Andor, is just a bunch of build up into a great story. We saw it in the first 6 episodes. There was a lot of talking, a little bit of action in the beginning, a little bit of talking, a little bit of talking, a little bit of talking, and it builds and it builds and it builds and it builds and boom, action. And then it's doing it again.
Ain't nothing going to happen though, Kyle. It's a prequel. The whole idea is to explain what happened to get us to Rogue One. That's all they're doing.
And to see why Cassian joined the rebellion. That's why they're going into
Cassian
another
joined the
season.
rebellion. See, dude, ain't nothing gonna happen. We don't have no idea what happens to Mon Mothma's husband and her daughter. We have no idea what happened to them. They're never even brought up. You come into Rebels, in Rebels, she just on the run and the Rebels have to help her. And then she becomes the leader of the rebellion. So we don't know what happened. Now she has a child, and like we knew she had a child and a husband at one time, but we never knew what happened to him. Now they're just explaining it.
Well, and the thing is
They're
also
explaining
is
what's
like,
why Saw Gerrera and Mon Mothma. It has to come to a point why Saw Gerrera and Mon Mothma don't get along. You know what I'm saying? Something's going to happen. All these little things is going to tell us a story to get us to where we're at, because we don't have no information about this. The difference between, okay, check it out like this. The difference between Andor, is telling us the story of how Andor got to be the person that he is, why he'll kill somebody in order for the rebellion, why Mon Mothma is the way that she is, what caused her to be that stern leader of the rebellion. These are the backstories that tell us how they get there. Kenobi was just, they started off, he's just there. You know, he's in hiding. We knew he was in hiding. Then he has to come out of hiding to save Leia, somebody he never met before.
That they just threw in because it would be a good supposed storyline, which it wasn't. I mean, don't get me wrong, the girl that played Leia was amazing. I love that we got to see a young Leia. It doesn't hurt my feelings anymore, but it's the fact of Leia literally in A New Hope says, "You served my father during the Clone War, or with my father during the Clone Wars." It's never, hey, do you remember that time he saved my fucking life? Hey, I need, you know, I'm going to ask for another favor.
Well, it's just like him and Vader fighting in the thing, and like that never happened. Till they fight in New Hope, that never happened. They never fought before then.
They
and all of a
literally talked
sudden,
about
they
their
threw
last
that in.
encounter. They talked about their last encounter in A New Hope. In that hallway scene, it was their last encounter. We don't know when that last encounter was. I can actually argue that. We don't know if they fought like in Kenobi, like we saw, or their last encounter was Mustafar. We don't know. But that's the thing. More story
is what made Boba is his lack of family, his lack of everything, his non-compassion for anything. That made him the best bounty hunter. So he never stayed true to himself. They completely changed the character into somebody that he is not. Boba has never been that. He's never been that in any book, any comic book, anything. He has never been that.
Even before they did this show, they were still making bounty hunter books where Boba Fett was still fucking ruthless. I have 6 comic books of Boba Fett where he's just a ruthless killer. He does not care. You do not get in his way. He gets the damn job done. And he's never changed from that. He has never wavered from that.
Bodie said she was 10. I don't remember any of my teachers at the age of 10. That wasn't your teacher didn't save your life. You know,
I remember the 2 teachers I had at the age of 10.
I remember all my teachers, and I got MS, and I'm about to be 45 this month.
Maybe your
And I
teachers
still-
weren't very great, and I'm sorry for the lack of education or the lack of care from your teachers, but I remember my teacher at 10 years old. She was amazing.
What are you talking
And
about?
I
I
also-
remember all my family. I haven't seen some of my cousins in 30 years, and if I seen them walking down the street, I'm gonna know. That's my cousin.
I know most of my cousins. The only ones I really don't know are the ones that are still based out of Scotland. That's the only family I really don't know.
Like I don't know.
Like
I
I
remember
said,
all
man,
my people. I remember
I
my
know
wife's
family.
people. I see my wife's people in the store. I live in a town that I have no family in. My wife lives here. My wife's family is here. And like I go to her family reunions. I've been married to her. We've been together for 17 years. And I go to the family reunions here, and we just moved here 3 years ago. So we was like come like once every 2-3 years to visit. And then when we like now, I come in, I see her cousins and aunts and shit at the store. I remember them.
That's how I am with Tori. I didn't grow up here. We see her. We'll see one of her family members or one of her close family friends, and it's like, oh, cool. I take her to Payette. Everybody knows me. They don't even have to be family where I grew up. They'll be like, oh, you're Charlie's boy. Yeah, I am. It just happened in my life similar to Leia. You know how many times she's been in a life-threatening situation. Yes, PTSD does fuck with your brain. I do have PTSD, fun fact, and it still does not deteriorate. It can deteriorate some
Not
memories,
that
but not
much.
all of them.
Not that you're not going to remember a drastic moment in your life where you were kidnapped and this guy came and saved you. You're going to love this person, and she's a girl. You got to understand, girls have an emotional bond that men don't have. So it's just it doesn't make no sense. Neither one of Boba Fett didn't make no sense because Boba Fett is ruthless. He's a killer. He's not trying to save no town. He's trying to get paid. Now, if he'd have went in there and just killed everybody and just took over the town, I'd have believed that shit. I'd have been like, that's Boba.
Boy, you're making me laugh. So Kyle's trying to make it personal. Nah, bro. I just learned not to be on the teacher's nuts. You didn't have to be on your teacher's nuts to look at a teacher and be like, I enjoy coming to her classroom or his classroom. There's a difference.
Check this out. All right.
Miss Tuttle was
let me
probably
explain
one
this
of
to
the
you.
greatest teachers I had because she understood the traumatic things I'd went through my childhood and understood that I suffered from a very high form of ADHD. But all my teachers were that cool up until high school. I can still remember all my high school teachers, but they weren't.
I started
cool.
martial arts when I was, I don't know, I think I was like I was 12 when I started martial arts. All right. We moved and I had to change teachers. We moved and I had to go to a different school. And I still remember my first master, my first sensei. I still remember him. The things that he taught me. And he didn't save my life. He didn't do anything spectacular. I only went there for like 5 months. And then we moved and I had to go to another dojo. So I still remember my first teacher. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. It's just that you got to understand traumatic experiences will cause you to remember things. And I have a lot of uncles that were in Vietnam and the Korean War. A lot of cousins that was in the Vietnam War. And they will tell you, I have a lot of friends. I have friends to this day that was in Iraq. I have a friend that got shot in the head in Iraq. And he still remembers every moment that happened all the way up to the point that he got shot until he woke up. Because you remember traumatic experiences. Most people will tell you, any psychiatrist, and I went to school for psychology, most psychiatrists will tell you traumatic experiences, what you remember. You'll remember a traumatic experience over remembering a great experience in your life. You might forget a great experience, something great that happened to you in your life, but you'll always remember that traumatic experience. That's one of the things that they know that happens to people that have Alzheimer's disease or just getting forgetful in old age. I see it with my dad all the time. My dad is 83. He'll tell us stories, and it seems like I've heard all these stories before, and they're all like, sometimes he combines them and all this different shit. But when it comes to some traumatic shit, he always tells it exactly right. But when it comes to like regular stories, they're all off.
Bodie, you're killing me. So my senior paper is on PTSD. So you may not remember a lot of things during the traumatic experience. You may not. But you remember the experience itself. You remember the smell, the taste, what you were looking at, what was happening in that moment. You may not remember who was to your right or to your left or behind you or in front of you, but you remember the experience itself.
What are you talking about? My boy, this dude got shot in the head. He can tell you everything, who he was with, what he was doing, what they were doing,
some
all the
people's
way up to the
memories
point.
during the experience are different.
They heard the firing start, and then the next thing you remember, he woke up, he was in America. He went from Iraq to America. That's how long he was out. Because they had to do surgery on his head and everything. And he can tell you everything. He could tell you exactly. He could tell you what the dude next to him was smoking, what cigarette he was smoking. But he can't tell you anything from the time the bullet hit his head and on. My dad, he could tell you the exact moment that my uncle's arm got broke by my grandfather.
My daughter, prime
exactly
example,
the same thing that happened all the way up to there. But then he'll tell me a story about when he used to work for the mob, and he was in Chicago, and he tell me all this different shit, and he's like combining 5 different stories together. Like, Dad, what the fuck? You just like, it doesn't make no sense. And he's suffering. He got early onset Alzheimer's. But when it comes to a traumatic experience, like his brother getting his arm broke, or when he had when he went 2 weeks with appendicitis, he can tell you everything. And I've heard these stories 1,000 times over my life, and he'll tell you them exact on every traumatic experience. But on the experiences that, like, when we went to, like, so we went fishing and hunting. We went camping and went fishing and hunting in Alaska one time. And he'll combine stories. He'll combine like 3 different stories together. And it's like, dude, that's not what happened. That's not even close to what happened. Like, you're telling 3 different stories at one time. But the traumatic shit, he can tell you exactly, point to point, every single thing that happened.
So
and there's
your
a
first
reason,
cognitive
because your
memories,
brain stores. It's just like, we don't learn from our successes. We learn from our mistakes. There's a reason, because mistakes are painful, because we remember painful things. We don't remember when great things happen. We remember when, like, the most, like, I've had thousands of great things happen to me in my life. I don't remember most of them. I remember, like, my kids being born, what they looked like when they came out and shit like that, because that's just traumatic. Even though it was a great experience, it was traumatic to see that shit like that. That's some shit that you just like, holy shit.
So, Bodie, what you're saying here is that one example, there's plenty of people completely opposite who block it out. Y'all say you forget stuff all the time from last week, so I'm not buying it. Last week wasn't traumatic. Last week wasn't overly, like, it wasn't it was a good memory, but it wasn't to the point where it stays. Your cognitive memories start at an early age. My daughter broke her leg. That was a traumatic experience. She broke her leg at what, babe? 1.5?
What?
Phoenix broke her leg at 1.5. She can still tell you how, why, when, and what happened after that. At 1.5, she broke her leg. She's 3 now, and she still talks about it. So you can't.
Experience.
It's a traumatic experience. It's cognitive memories happen when something is very joyous and amazing. She still talks about Disney, and we're almost a year from the last time we went to Disney. She still talks about Disney. She still talks about going to the rodeos. It's when your cognitive memories
she'll forget as she gets older. She'll forget those things as she gets older.
She'll forget those, but she won't forget. She will not. And I can't remember this. She won't forget breaking her leg, because
I can't remember going to Disney. I know me and my brother went to Disney. I think I was like 15 or 16, and my brother was like 14 or 13. I can remember us going. I can't tell you anything that happened that day.
But that's the thing. There's the difference between... I can tell you when I got stabbed in the back.
I can tell you exactly every little bitty thing. I can tell you when I got shot. I can tell you every little thing that happened right before it happened, where I was at, what I was doing. Because I got shot in the side and I got shot in the leg.
But that's the difference.
I can remember all that shit.
Traumatic experiences are more memorable. I can tell you.
Well, you just store them differently. There's different.
Well,
they're stored different in the brain because it's. I'm trying to remember I wrote a paper when I was in college on that shit.
Well, my senior paper was on PTSD and the science behind it all.
All right,
and what
Star Wars team
learning
leader,
every
man.
day.
We'll check you on the next one.
Catch
But
you later,
yeah,
bro. It's just traumatic experiences are different.
unless
Some
they
people
come
do
out-
block it out.
To
Some
me,
people,
unless they come out, they have to come out. To me,
No.
they have to come out with Leia getting mind wiped, Obi-Wan getting mind wiped, and Vader getting mind wiped for me to believe anything that has to do with Kenobi, because they completely changed the canon timeline. All right, Lenny. But they, because that's, and Boba Fett, basically they turned him into a town-saving bitch. And that's not Boba Fett's character. It's just not. And can't nobody change my mind on that. Even though I watched it a bunch of times and I enjoy it because there's a lot of action in it. Even in Kenobi, I enjoy the action in Kenobi. But the show itself was, neither one of them was memorable for Star Wars. CJ.
yeah.
So when is the so Star Wars Celebration is in the UK this year, right? It's in
Yes,
Europe,
and
right?
then the next year they're voting right now for the next year whether they want to do it.
I heard a rumor that it was supposed to be in Indianapolis.
Supposed to, but they're right now they're in a voting process trying to figure out what city wants it the most. So Vegas was involved, Seattle, LA's back on the ballot, New York's on the ballot, fucking where Disney World's at is on the ballot. There's
Orlando.
There's like,
well, I don't think that Orlando and California should be able to get it.
no, they've been a prime target for years on that. I think Vegas would be good. Vegas has got the size and the money and the property for it. I think
Orlando
Seattle
would be a good place.
I think Seattle wouldn't be bad, but nobody wants to go all the way to fucking Seattle. I live
And it's raining there all the time,
Yeah.
man. Well, that's why I can kind of see why they try to stick to Orlando and California because of the
weather.
The weather, because you're
But Nevada ain't bad. Vegas ain't
I
bad.
don't know if Nevada's hot shit.
But you're gonna be in a casino and you're gonna be in big
Well,
old
I see
event
why.
for-
Because if I was Disney, I wouldn't want to do it in Nevada or in Vegas, just for the simple fact of you want people to spend money at the venue. You don't want people spending money on gambling. And you know, if you
But
go
that's
to
the
Vegas,
thing.
you're going to gamble.
Turn around. Disney can turn around, and make a deal with whatever venue they have it at. So a certain percentage that the casino makes,
I could
they
have
can turn
sworn I
around.
just heard something that they said that they was having in Indianapolis. I didn't know that they were still
Why?
voting on it.
Why would it be in Indy? What's in
That's
Indy?
that's where the first one was at.
Okay, cool. That would be like a good 50th celebration kind of deal where it all
We have to
started.
get to like 100 because ain't we past 50 already?
Probably. But that's the thing. I think Vegas would be a good start when you go outside of Orlando or LA. I think you hit Vegas. Next year, you hit another one. Don't go to the normal places. Start hitting places that don't get a lot of attention.
Well,
Like
see,
you can
that's
do
what,
Salt Lake. You can go all the way up to Salt Lake. Salt Lake could hold it. You could literally take out the Utah Jazz's arena during the summertime and do it, and that would be a dope ass arena.
I don't think the Mormons don't. Well,
They can get the hell over it.
I don't think that because you got to understand whatever cities bid on that shit, just like they bid on the on like the freaking All-Star game and shit like that. They bid on that shit.
But I think, well, the Star Wars website's they're gonna do a kind of a vote process for it, and then they're gonna contact and see if they're able to. Which I'm game for. I would love to go to Vegas. It'd be right down. It's 12 hours from me. I would drive 12
Vegas
hours
is
to go to
far as
Celebration.
shit. That's why I wanted it to be in Indianapolis because that's like an 8-hour drive.
Fuck off! I don't want to go to India. I want to go to Vegas. It's a lot closer to Garrison and I. You could make the trip.
I'd come to Vegas for Star Wars Celebration.
That's what I'm saying.
My wife would love to go to Vegas again anyway. She likes going to Vegas.
That's the
All
thing.
right,
She can
guys.
go off and do what she wants, and we can go be nerdy. It's a
She
win-win.
gonna
Nobody's
come with me.
mad.
Wherever I go, she's going. She ain't going. I mean, she might go off, and if she brought somebody else with her or she had somebody else that she could go do shit with. But if it's just me and her, like I don't know. Even last time, all my kids was there because we went for my my oldest daughter's 21st birthday. We all went to Vegas. But she still stayed with me the whole time.
No, I enjoyed Vegas last
And I
October.
went to the Marvels fucking... All right, Clinton. We went to the Marvels thing. Well, everybody's boning out, so I think that's it for today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification. Give this video a thumbs up. Let people know that you liked it. That way that they will come and watch some more of it. Leave us some of those funny comments. And until next time, remember, stay outrageous and may the force be with you. Wrong one. Oh, man, did we even do the video for the Star Wars Impossible quiz?
No.
Oh, that sucks. Oh, well. All right, y'all.
Thank you for tuning in to LSR. If you've enjoyed the show, consider subscribing so you can be notified when new episodes are released. If you would like to be a guest on the show or just want to give us some feedback, feel free to email us. You can also reach out to us on all major social media platforms. Lightsaber Radio is produced by Pickfilm Media and is a Swaycast original, starring Garrison Turcotte, CJ Elliott, and Kyle McDaniel. And don't forget to join us next time for more adventures in a galaxy far, far away.
What's that?